Roman Fury does exist.
Wait, was he up there, by the way?
Yeah, he's 1-0 as a professional. So he's 26.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I got to choose someone who's going to sell tickets. You know, does Roman Fury sell tickets? Tommy's a big-time reality.
Well, listen, he said it for himself, hasn't he? You know, I'll in a heartbeat KO that guy, no problem.
This is Jonathan Aguiar, fifth Pro Boxing Fans, joined by Roman Fury here in Manchester. Roman, appreciate you having me down. Tell us about obviously how it's going down here. You're obviously training up here with Tommy, who's getting ready for KSI. The small matter of that, but yeah, tell us how it's been going up here.
It's been going great. You know, we've had this is our 6th weekend, so we've had 5 weeks of grueling training. You know, I've never been as fit in my life. It's like someone's took my body into like a body shop and upgraded the whole thing. You know, so I just can't wait to get in the ring. But as far as training's gone, you know, it couldn't have gone better. And I'm just enjoying it. We're at Montreal, you know, it's lovely, and soaking it all up, really making the most of it.
So give us an idea on sort of how training's been going in terms of how often you're training and how the sessions kind of work.
Yeah, so we're here 6 days a week, twice a day. In the mornings we'll either do our running, field work, or S&C, and then around 4 o'clock do our boxing session. And just sleep and repeat, really, eating all the right food. And then we've also added in the cold plunge, which we do every single morning, which I absolutely detest, but I've heard it's got a lot of benefits, so we're adding it in as well.
So right now, for viewers that don't know, obviously you're 2-0 as a professional. Tell us about, first of all, your first memories of being in the boxing gym, because I can imagine being brothers with Tyson, and you know your dad was a boxer as well. You know, was it just something that you were in the boxing gym since you were really young?
Yeah, it's just something that I've always been around. I remember from being a very young age, my father taking me and Tommy up to the gyms that he used to go and train at and spar at and whatever, and we always used to go and watch him and soak it up, and you know, I've kind of always had an interest in it and always wanted to do it, so it's always been something that I've been you know, used to and known, so it's not something that I've just started a couple of years ago. And yeah, obviously with the rest of the lads as well, boxing's like the main point of the whole family, isn't it? I think every one of my brothers have tried it, and other family members as well, so it's just in the blood.
You know, in terms of sort of how your career's gone so far, you had a fight, I believe, I can't remember where it was exactly, but it was kind of all over the internet because all your family were there and things like that, and then you had a fight at York Calls. How's it gone so far?
Yeah, it's gone great. I'm happy with the first 2 fights. I'm happy with the way I performed, but I just know that what you're seeing is not even close to what I'm capable of, and I think definitely in this camp the penny's starting to drop with me and things are starting to click, and it's just filled me with tons and tons of confidence, you know, so I can't wait to get out there again. You're going to see a completely different version of me, as you are in every fight now, because if I'm not improving at this stage, you know, and I might as well just give up, you know. I want to be improving tenfold every single time I'm out, so I just can't wait to go out there and put on a show for the fans, you know, get people interested in the Roman Fury name.
And you know, for those that haven't seen you box, what style would you say you have, and how similar are you to your brothers?
Yeah, you know, I've been compared to Tyson, which is a very good compliment, you know, I'm happy with that, but at the same time I want to bring my own little bit of spice as well to it, so I'm kind of still figuring out my own style, but you know, I want to get these knockouts, so I definitely want to start setting down on my shots more and just getting these guys out there. You know, that's what gets people talking, and that's what gets you into these big fights. So, yeah, you know, just get these people out of there.
Is there any news you can tell us on when you're likely to next be out?
Yeah, it's looking very likely to be the 1st November. I believe that's a Wasserman show, but I can't say too much. And then, yeah, you're definitely going to see me fighting at least once before the end of the year, but ideally I'd like to be out twice.
You know, what would you say sort of your short and long-term goals is? Say we do an interview in 1 year's time, where do you want to be in your career, and what's your goals?
The kind of way I think of it is, you know, I think everybody's got, like, destiny, and everyone's got a plan that's going to unfold. So it's kind of just waiting for that plan to unfold for me. Just going with the flow, doing everything right in the gym, living my life right, and I think good things will come. But if I get offered like a YouTube fight if the money's right, I'm going to take it, of course. Or if not, I'm going to continue down the path of going and getting titles, because at the end of the day, nobody remembers how much money you've made in the sport. People remember in the history books what you win. So I definitely want to win titles.
Well, sticking with the YouTube guys for a minute, I know in the past you've spoken about fighting Salt Pappy. Logan Paul, when we were in Saudi Arabia, we asked him about you. I just want to show you the video and get your reaction to what he said.
Roman Fury does exist.
Wait, was he up there, by the way?
Yeah, he's 1-0 as a professional. So he's 26.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I got to choose someone who's going to sell tickets. Does Roman Fury sell tickets? Tommy's a big time reality.
Well, listen, he said it for himself, and I'll in a heartbeat KO that guy, no problem. But it's a business at the end of the day. I need my name to grow, so I need to, start making a name for myself. And I'm sure that fight's definitely there, along with all the other fights, in the YouTube scene. So it's just a case of me building up and exploding, really. But I've got to go and cause a little bit of trouble with him, I think, and the rest of them, to get these fights. Because I don't think they just want to get in the ring with me.
I mean, does that fight, do you reckon, in maybe a year's, 18 months' time, make sense because of the whole storyline of your brother fighting Jake, and obviously Logan knows who you are. That was when you were 1-0, obviously, in Saudi. So that might make sense in maybe a year, 18 months.
Oh, definitely. I mean, what type of a bill would it be? Fury versus Paul, the two Fury brothers versus the two Paul brothers, I think that'd sell 100-fold, and what a build-up it'd be. You've already seen it with Tommy and Jake, and myself and Logan. I personally don't like him, I just don't think he's got good morals as a man, and I'd love to get in there and for us to sort it out like men, but yeah, hopefully it happens in the future. That's all I can do.
What do you make of him as a fighter, of the few fights I'm sure you've seen of him? Do you rate him at all? I mean, how do you compare him to, say, Jake?
Listen, he's not a bad boxer, is he? For someone who's not had no amateurs and does an awful lot of other things. Is he anything special? No. Does he think he's somewhat special? Yes. So the only way for us to find out is to get in there with actual boxers and people who's going to test him, not people who's just going there for a payday. And that's what I'll be doing. I'll be going there to stop this guy.
And then he's obviously fighting Dylan Dennis, which you will be at. What do you think of that fight?
I think it's a very hyped up, beefed up fight, isn't it? There's a lot of bad blood there. Whether Dylan Dennis has the ability to back up his talking, I'm not too sure. I mean, he's known for jiu-jitsu, isn't he, not striking? But, if it gets in there, anything can happen, can't it? Logan Paul's not been in the ring for a couple of years, and there's a lot of bad blood Dylan Dennis could have got in his head, so we'll have to see, but intriguing fight, isn't it?
Just moving on, obviously you're at the KSI Tommy Fury press conference. What did you make of how it went down, and what do you think of that fight?
I think it's one of the best press conferences I've ever seen. Absolute comedy gold, wasn't it? What didn't happen in that? You had the cake throwing, you had my dad flipping over tables, saying I'm a machine, thrust in the air, it had everything, and it definitely added a lot of spice to it, and that's what you need. People don't want to come and watch a plain and boring press conference, do they, where people just say bullshit, really. They want to see action, and they definitely got action, so I'm all for it, and I think more of it should come.
Obviously, you've seen Tommy spar for this camp. How's he been looking compared to other camps?
Yeah, he's looking sharp as always, but it just seems that he's up things another notch, if that was possible for him from the other fight. I'm really worried for KSI for his well-being, because he's a big guy, Tommy. He's a very, very hard hitter, as these sparring partners will tell you, so I'll be surprised if it goes any more than 3 rounds.
Have you sparred him in the past, and have you sparred him recently at all?
Yeah, we do. Rounds. We're always helping each other out, and I think it's good for me to get in there with the likes of him, who's a very good professional boxer and got good skills. So it's only going to bring us on, isn't it?
And, obviously, I don't know if you saw this live stream that, Tommy and your dad did the other day with KSI, and KSI saying that if he wins, he wants to slap your dad and things like that. I mean, what did you make of that? Is that sort of the wrong thing to say?
Definitely to my dad, yes. I mean, if he tries anything like that, could be the last thing he ever does, So KSI, a little warning, don't try anything like that, please.